keep asking people, well, when was he here? And no one remembers.
Long time
Yeah.
ago, yeah, back in the early 70s. Earlier mid-70s.
Yeah, but he's out driving around all through the storm too, and then back and forth, cause his wife his girlfriend just
Yeah.
passed away.
Oh, did
Uh,
you? They were together.
no, his Freeman's mother.
Yeah. So, no, Elizabeth, that's,
Ah,
Noah's
Can't think
sister.
of her name.
That's the one my son used to date her.
Yeah,
Can't remember her, I can't
can't
remember.
remember her name, just said it.
Oh my God, what do you mean? No, you think if I said his name, where's he come up with it? Isn't that strange? See, I'm getting all,
Yeah,
I'm getting all my memory fading away.
yeah, cause, he was living in Alma with her, and her daughter would be, Woody's
Liz.
daughter, Liz, was living
I haven't heard of it.
in his house.
Oh,
for-
what?
How long you was
Yeah.
gonna be gone?
And then when she died, Liz moved back to
Oh, well,
that one and he went back to his house.
um,
Cause Caitlin is friends with Liz's daughter. They,
oh, yeah.
they live right
Yeah,
up there.
she and my son used to date when they used to live together back in, I don't know. 74 or something, 74, 75. She's a good girl.
Yeah,
Horse man.
I've seen her 100 times, but I don't know where to, I
Yeah,
know where to say hi.
horse man,
Yeah,
horses, horses, horses. Public, public utilities. Oh, there you go, green, public works, green, because you're too expensive, that's a lot of money. You guys did a good job, well, this storm too, but that last big storm.
the big one, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, how long were you guys out on the road straight?
Oh, we almost done, within 30 hours.
I thought it must have been close.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
At one point, I sent everyone home and said, we're gonna rest up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Later.
No, that was one of those storms that never end.
Yeah, that's what they all been like this year.
And I just, before I left the house, was looking, and now they're looking at another great big storm on, like the 3rd and 4th of March.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 13 or 14 inches of snow, and of course, it's far enough away that.
My friend down in Connecticut with this last storm, she got 34 inches.
yeah.
Fall River, Massachusetts had 41 inches of snow.
Wow.
Okay, what,
It's a lot better now.
Let's pull out of it.
what was it doing, 41 inches?
You survived.
Her,
Did you have fun?
yeah,
Did she have fun?
she had more fun than me.
Well, that was the idea.
What's that?
That was the idea.
Yeah, travel, I've never had two worse days to travel in my life. I was supposed to get down there at like 11 o'clock-ish. Ended up checking into my hotel at 8 AM, fell asleep.
Wow.
And the way back was even worse, we sat on the tarmac for 2.5 hours.
We haven't sat for that long. We've had to sit before, but not, I don't think for that long.
Yeah,
Not in the tarmac.
it's just like you're there and you're just sitting there, it sucks.
All right, you guys know some.
All right. So Ted's here. We'll start with public works.
You need to call a meeting to order?
That's what shall me translates to today.
What?
Shall we call to order?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I have a head cold that I'm assuming no one wants.
Oh, thank you.
Limit my speech.
All right, so public works, yes, one of our more expensive departments, but certainly one of our more critical departments. Not a whole lot of change in public works, up about 4%. Some of that is wages, set by union contract, so there's not much leeway to do there. Some of the smaller things. Made some adjustments in insurance again, because there was some change to the insurance, so we were able to cut down on that just a little bit. We increased the vehicle lines, I mean, our vehicles are getting older, we had a not great year with vehicle repairs this year. But when we get into the capital, you'll see that we come up with a plan for that. So, yeah. That's it.
The only increases are some striping for these.
Yeah, I cut the strike way down this year, he yelled at me and said, no, we've gotta strike all the roads, cause people complained, and. So I jumped it back up to where he wanted it and not where I wanted it.
I gotta tell you, when I drive and it's been snowing out, which I rarely do, because I don't like driving in bad weather, but if they don't have that stripe in the middle of the road, I don't know how the hell,
Yeah.
you know, if you're driving at night and it's snowing really heavy,
Well,
how do you know where you are on
a
the road?
lot of people depend on that.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
get a lot of complaints on when we wear them off in the winter.
yeah,
Especially with the salt covering the road too, you can't.
you
Yeah.
can't see it, just.
Well, I don't complain, I don't see well at night anyways, which is one of the reasons why I kinda had to get out of EMS, because I would do night shifts anymore.
Yeah,
Especially if it's like a rainy night.
oh, yeah, I think that's bad. So does that include, keeping up with, crosswalks too?
The only crosswalks, we do crosswalks in town ourselves,
Yeah,
but the ones on Route 1, it takes up so much of the police and all of us for traffic, and so for $450, the guy that does my paint, does the lines, he come in and painted all 3 of them on Route 1.
oh, did it really?
Yeah, so, and done it at night.
Good deal.
We can't do it for that.
Can't do it for that.
No, that's a happy,
$150 a bucket of paint for paint, and
yeah. Wow. Good deal.
so we did add for them.
Yes, so I can send it back.
Yeah, good.
Any other questions?
What?
Transfer station?
Orange.
So transfer station is seeing about a 6% increase this year. You see some changes in this year's budget because this year we shifted everything around to show the contracted hauling. And the one employee that we are not hiring because of the contract haul out. So anything that's employee related, wages, salaries, insurance has all gone down. But it's all been offset by the hauling line.
Yeah,
I upped them a little bit.
this is.
This year on tipping fees. We're hauling more trash this year, which is more, more trips to Norwich Walk. And so I had to up the tipping fees a little more than what I would have liked to have. And we had to up the hauling a little bit more than what we had anticipated it was gonna be. So those 2 things are kind of a bigger driver on this budget.
Mhm.
I had Mike Carroll, who runs the municipal waste hub up in Hamden, it was 5 a.m.
Right.
when it started, and we were hauling trash up there until they went out of business, and then kind of figuring out how to get back into business, and they have gotten back into business, and they're slowly, taking stuff up there, but Mike has been in the this business for a long time, the executive director up there, and I asked him to come in. And spend a day at the transfer station and look at our operations and offer some ways to. That we could cut costs and increase our revenue. And he has provided me with some stuff. I have not passed it along to you guys yet because I haven't had a chance to even talk with Ted about some suggestions that he's offered, but. He has offered some ways to increase our revenue. To help take the burden off the taxpayer for this. I know they tried to increase the revenue up there several years ago when they wanted to do like a paper bag thing, and that did not fly well in town.
Yeah.
And people I think are gonna be upset when we start passing on higher fees, but I think it's gonna be necessary. For us to do that, and it really, left pocket, right pocket,
Right,
you pay it here, you pay it here, you're gonna pay for it one way or another.
so what are our fees? What are our fees like compared to other towns with their waste facilities?
Well, some
Are
of that
we
stuff is.
in the same ballpark of what we would charge for getting rid of?
We're about in the middle, it deviates a lot between different towns, and
Okay,
there's some towns for $45 per refrigerator. And some are 15, 10. And
I did Dresden for free.
yeah, you see this all the time. But the demolition is, we're even with everyone else in the demolition, right, because we went up on it.
Okay,
So that was one of the things that we acted on, you guys raised that fee before, because we were quite low. And it was bringing a lot of people in that shouldn't have been there, because
Yeah,
it was cheaper than taking it somewhere else. And so now we've upped that, and hopefully that will discourage some of the demo, because that's where some of the additional tipping fees are coming from, is the additional demo that we've had to get rid of, so. I don't think any of Mike's suggestions have been, will really have a lot to do with this year's budget, but it may allow me to make some adjustments on the revenue side. So I'll try to have that stuff for you for the next meeting, some recommendations on that and what we can do on revenue.
okay.
Any questions for Ed?
Thank you.
because the transfer actually isn't going up, it's going up because the inflation is going up, it's not. Right,
Well, no, contractual obligations and.
Well, our tipping fees are tied to the rate.
yeah,
It's a 3%. January 1st, if the rate is 3%, it goes up 3%. It's just an automatic thing.
and we're using that too, because we gotta get rid of tires now, that's expensive, or. A lot of change.
Yeah. Mhm. Is what-
Did all of you get a chance to glance at the capital stuff that I sent earlier today?
briefly.
So while Ted is here,
Oh, back to capital.
if we could just maybe pop over to that, just briefly, just touch on it. I don't want to get into a big discussion about it tonight.
No, but who wants a new truck? That's what I'm saying.
So Ted has come up
But
with,
that-
as we mentioned at the public works budget, we've had some high maintenance costs this year and some breakdowns. We have 2 trucks that are getting a little long in the tooth.
Mhm.
And one of them alone was what, 20 grand?
20 grand, the emissions.
For the emissions and some of the issues that were with it. And like we found with the transfer station, hiring CDL drivers is still a problem, even though we're not actively looking for it. That problem is still out there. And so Ted came up with a solution that we should get rid of these 2 older trucks, but we could replace them with non-CDL trucks. We don't need something quite as big as what we have for these 2 vehicles. And by not having the CDL, we certainly increase the pool of
Mhm.
possible candidates for employees, and we have at least one that will probably retire next year.
Yeah, Matt's going,
I think Matt's,
yeah,
he's been with us, what, 30,
over 30 years,
Oh, God,
34 years, I think, 34, 35 years.
yeah,
Um. And but even with when we hired a mechanic, you know, we realized that the CDL was still an issue. So we would be replacing two big trucks with two slightly smaller trucks. The upfront cost, of course, is gonna be considerably less. A new CDL truck size we have now would run 200,000,
that's what I'm figuring in the ballpark, what we've got in trucks, we get a $200,000 bill out of what we got, and probably more.
Yeah, so can I just ask you, why do you think, and I'm not questioning your judgment, just for public knowledge, why do you believe now that a non-CDL needed driver size truck would do the job that the larger truck does now? Are the trucks that much better now, or are we doing less, or?
No, the trucks are better,
Yeah,
but the bigger ones, I would love to have the CDL drivers, but I can't find them to hire. You hire, they're not out there. And,
yeah,
and it's always a pay scale, and
right.
they can go elsewhere, you hear that all the time.
But you think that these non-CDL size trucks, those will keep up with the work?
Yeah,
They will.
they will keep up with the work,
And you can bump right up against that CDL weight limit,
yeah.
you know, so that you get this many trucks.
Would you just add some more suspension or something, or?
No, it's a regular, I'd say an F600, and you
Okay,
know, the white one I drive,
Yeah, I
it'll
know
be
the
the same
600.
size for that, but heavier suspension
mhm,
and a wing. With having that heavier suspension, you get 4 yards of sand on it or salt. And then it'll be, I'm not saying quicker, cause I don't want to speed in anyway, but
right,
you know,
more efficient,
more efficient,
yeah,
and
okay,
take less time. And then you don't have to worry about, you could drive it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the
not in
thing,
the snow.
yeah,
Right
you
in
don't
the
have to
snow.
get a CDL.
Don't care how big the truck is, I don't care what,
Didn't we do one of these a couple of years ago?
yeah,
We have one now,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no, it sounds like you thought it out pretty well.
yeah, that's that one we've had, that's been around, Bobby started it with
Yeah,
that green.
that's a great one, yeah,
And what that is there's spots in town where I don't wanna put a big truck. And the little truck's 4-wheel drive, so, and they can get around, and it's got its own route.
Yeah.
You know, like the bog roads, stuff, them kind of roads,
And we still have two larger trucks.
yeah,
Right,
yeah, we still got one wheeler for
Yeah.
this, that side of town needs a wheeler out there. It's all that same capacity,
mhm.
and you can always come back and get another
Okay.
scoop of sand.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the thought process was, plus to say it while you're on the meeting online, so anybody who wants to look in later and see what the
Yeah.
discussion was, they have a better understanding of
But
it.
it's basically the lack of getting drivers.
Yeah,
You know, I can't just, like Dennis come down when we're busy or something, he'll take one of them trucks and he can do just as, you know, just as much in a smaller truck.
yeah,
Yes, I do both of them, so.
I like plowing now. I think it's fun, it's like bumper cars and you always win.
Yeah,
It's what it is.
So just, you know, that's in a nutshell, that's where that's at.
Okay, we're not putting cameras, no,
Well, for years.
His other request is for a compact loader to help plow the downtown. He just gets so many complaints every year about snow removal you need to find a way to do this more efficiently, and so he's come up with a smaller loader that we can actually put a plow on. And they do make plows that actually now have foldable wings that you can extend the.
yeah, you extend it out. There's all
Extend it out or
kinds of
short it
videos.
out, depending on what street
Yeah.
you're trying to get down. Or you could extend it out so we can get on some of the sidewalks that we can't get on with a Bobcat. Because it's too big.
Mhm.
And this will also allow us to scoop up the snow or for the intersections so that, you know, site isn't.
Well, a lot of these snowbanks you see now building up, they would like everything on this side of town would be pushed straight towards Lincoln Street. So down where we get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then the same on the other side, it head to the waterfront. You know, you could take it with you instead of pushing it off,
To the side.
yeah, to the side.
And as I explained, and I can tell you this from experience, because I've plowed this downtown, and so it gives me a pretty good perspective on this. You know, some of those areas get kind of tight. The site, your site in those trucks is not great, you know, the sander's taking up all the back window and. You got, you know, when it's snow and it's dark, you can't see well, and we've clipped a few vehicles downtown because it's just, it's tight in some places with those trucks down here. And this thing has glass cab all the way around it. So.
All glass.
Much better
A lot of
visibility.
visibility.
It's safer, it reduces our liability, and I've explained all of this, you guys can read it later, but.
Okay,
It's just
So
the
it's
bends in the middle, too.
The what?
It's just bend in the middle.
Yes.
Yes, it's articulated, yeah.
Just kind of a bigger version of like the little sidewalk one that we use.
It's a smaller version, see the one that we load trucks with now, the big one we got, it's a smaller version of that.
It's a picture.
Yeah,
Oh, I had it for before.
and it will articulate. And it will, see, we're doing all this plowing with 5 guys and a mechanic. And a lot of times, he's back in the shop or. And
That's the latest.
a truck goes down, the mechanic goes out, usually the guy driving the truck unless he takes his truck, but. Most everything you're working on is so heavy, I want 2 guys, you know, to help out. And so. The more efficient we can get, the less manpower.
Right.
The thing is, it'd be nice to have manpower, but. What are we gonna do with them when we're not snowing?
When it's not snowing.
And then the other request was, so we've managed to get through paving most of our roads. Or we will have by spring, anytime spring comes.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we've got that scheduled with the law.
downtown scheduled,
So most all of the downtown streets will be paved
all of them.
this spring.
Is that Hagar?
Well, all of them, but like parts of Water Street won't be.
All that new stuff's not gonna be touched.
Yeah, so, and that will put us in pretty good shape. Now we're in pretty good shape, we need to stay there. And maintaining this new pavement and maintaining these roads is really important. So that we can get longevity out of all the money that we've spent the last few years paving these roads. So even though we don't plan any large paving projects this year, we are gonna ask for some money for paving maintenance. For areas that we see are starting to deteriorate faster than they should, so we can get out there, if it's a drainage problem, we can fix it. If it's a culvert, whatever the issue is, we can stay ahead of it instead of letting it deteriorate to a point where it's gonna cost us a whole lot more, to fix it. And you'll see as I get through some of this I'm asking to come out of the capital fund, some of this I'm asking to come out of the fund balance. This one would actually come out of the fund balance, and it would just be a shift from the fund balance into a road maintenance account that we already have. That we put most of our capital money into as we spend out of. So we would just shift that money from one place to the other. If it gets spent, it gets spent. If it doesn't, then it will
Yeah.
roll over into the next year. We'll ask for more until we start building up enough of a reserve that when we have to start paving again, we already have the money
You're
there.
gonna take that, cause
And the,
what happens is, we don't get to town meeting until. In July, and then by the time now I go out to bid, everyone's already got their jobs. So if we had that balance right there, we could go out to bid now.
now,
Right.
and get on the list and get a better price.
Yeah.
And not fight like.
And get it done instead of
Unless we.
keeping my fingers crossed, it don't cold.
200,000,
Okay, that was the 200.
and then we would, you know, and we'll build off that.
And then, I hate to say it, but we're gonna have some damage this year with frost.
Well,
some of the-
it's already showing up.
I haven't seen any yet, but it's things are. That's why the roads are posted now.
You can already feel the
Yeah,
the spots in the, on Old Back Road. You already feel some wavy.
You get the pum, 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 pum.
yeah,
Yeah.
and keep the trucks
On
off.
Summer Street, when you're gonna do that, are you gonna have to rebuild some of that?
On-
Turn off Main Street to go Summer Street towards the water. That's real rough.
Yeah, we'll end up either,
digging it out.
yeah, whatever has to be done, that's all in the plan
Okay. All right,
So that's Ted's part of this little tale for tonight.
you're expensive.
and the big one, I know, but.
You're an expensive date.
He likes his toys.
These guys are pretty good, and they just keep going. Seeing this stuff falling apart in front of us and.
Ted is always my biggest cheapskate when it comes to spending money.
I can make money.
Good job. You do a good job.
You come out here without scars tonight. Wait till the next guy comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm leaving now.
We'll wait for Dwayne to pick. He's the next.
I think I've done it all, so.
Next victim.
They took all your money.
None left?
You might as well go-
Yeah, we gave all the cash away, you're out of luck. See, you should have
All
sworn,
right, you guys have a good evening.
Thanks, Dad.
you should have asked to go first.
Yeah, that's
He wasn't here, so that's why, because I was gonna go in order and start with Parks and Rec, but he wasn't here when Ted was here,
I was.
so we just like go.
Next time you stay, I thought we were gonna do this capital tonight.
So what can we do for you?
So the Parks and Rec budget doesn't show a whole lot of, big change this year, it's under 3%. And a lot of the stuff, especially when it comes to the personnel, costs, I kind of defer to Dwayne on what he thinks he needs.
Mhm.
It's easy for me to figure out the hours that all the other department works because they don't have lifeguards and they don't have summer camp counselors and 15 teenagers and I don't know what. And so I don't try very hard to figure that out. I kind of leave that to him.
Mhm.
So I did take the hours and everything from last year. I tried to stab at it this year, and I don't think I did too bad. I think pretty close to what. No, very close to what he was recommending. Um. Again, not rules of other changes here. We kind of reduced the heating oil. Dwayne had to spend some money on the boilers up there this year. Hopefully that helped with their efficiency, so.
They were running well,
And back up on that a little bit, but also.
I'd say were.
Heating oil is a little bit less expensive and I don't really
Hold your
anticipate.
No, because I just had to call them today because both boilers went down today.
Brand new furnace at the library, brand new valve didn't open.
Yeah. When I got some old ones up there, I think it was the stuff. It was actually the brand new motor piece that they just put on, so it should be under warranty, I hope.
So what is this, fitness equipment, is it zero?
Yeah, that was a lease payment, that's.
Oh, okay, it's already,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't see anything on these people.
Which also, we've gotten a few larger donations over the past couple of years. And if I do feel like I need to buy a few pieces of equipment, that's basically what I'm using that for too. So rather than leasing things, I'd rather go out. Purchase it.
So now, how does that work for public works? Does that need a vote for permission to spend it, or is that just an account that can be used?
His donations?
Yeah.
Technically, the board needs to accept the donations, so
Yeah.
we, kind of gotta remember that, but last year we had a very large donation, I know we brought that to the board, but that donation was for a specific thing, that was for tables and chairs and a whole bunch of stuff, yeah.
But I don't think that can actually go to a town vote because that, if they denied it, that would be going against the donor's intent.
Yeah, so.
Right, and
Well,
when you go to the voters, yeah, no,
for the department overall, and they decide how they use it.
It's not taxpayer money, so we're not raising or appropriating taxpayer
So
money,
that,
it's
so you
donated.
can use it.
So he has discretion to use it, as long as you guys accept it, we have discretion to use it.
Okay, good.
If it's for something specific, then obviously we use it for that, but if not, you know, it's within his discretion to use it.
There's something somebody asked me like last year, and it popped in my head when you were saying, when you said you got donations, somebody said something to me last year. Go let us know.
Well, I recently just got another, grant from the Big Coast Hospital grant.
Mhm.
But it is designated to what we had actually applied for the grant,
Of course,
so.
But you have to remember, those grants have to be accepted by the board.
They get deposited.
I know, but going in the future, they really could be accepted by the board.
it's an item on the agenda, and we just, so yeah. Nobody's gonna say, no, don't take their money.
Hope not.
But the law says.
Yeah, I know.
It seems Dwayne is here, he's gonna be disappointed to know that I did not put his capital request into this budget this year. For a couple of reasons, and that, you know, is explained in here, the expansion on the community center, which he's asked for several years. Will be part, now that the needs assessment has been done for that building and this building. We'll have to come up with a master plan on what we're going to do and how we're going to get there. And so that will be all included for that instead of going off and doing it separately, so I did include that in there. The same with the bathrooms for the downtown, now that that resiliency report is complete and we know there's some work that we will have to do down there, again, we'll have to draft a master plan for waterfront improvements. And that will be rolled into that master plan. The hot tub, I just think you can fundraise for. And I am going to, on the next select board meeting, propose to the select board that we create it's like a support committee for the Parks and Rec department. And their basic function will be to help Dwayne raise outside funds. To help offset some of the property taxes that we are paying for Parks and Rec. And to help support additional programs and things for the community center, to keep it vibrant and, you know, something that people look at when they want to come to Wiscasset, say, oh, we have a great community center at this.
It's like a nonprofit board,
So
like the Y, all the Ys have.
All the ones. Do you have any idea how many Wiscasset residents are actually members? The percentage?
No, off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't.
But we have more outside members than we do in town members.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
And Silver Sneakers has gone through the roof,
yeah, I saw that on Road Time.
yeah, because the Ys have backed out of it. The Ys no longer, accepted.
No
So
residents?
I have a lot
No,
of
silver sneakers.
Oh,
Silver Sneakers, which is through the insurance company.
Right.
And we have to.
no, I know, I'm,
I have to submit to get reimbursed, but, you know, if they use it, it's about the same as what a senior membership is.
Yeah.
Right? So. It's kind of a wash that way, the way I look at it. The Ys. I don't know why they got out of it, but they did.
My insurance company dropped it.
really,
Insurance companies have dropped them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, here. Well, I had to stop going, don't I?
What? You had to stop going? When you start going?
I'm not supposed to ask that part. 6 or 8 years ago, you know.
No, Renew Active actually has taken a beating. Insurance companies have pushed off, they're not reimbursing their. Clients or whatever they want, so,
weird.
yeah.
But they've increased their physical therapy departments.
Be a lot cheaper for them to pay for me to go in and use a treadmill than at the Y than at the rec
Sure.
center than for them to pay for my
Not just,
quadruple bypass.
Yeah.
Did you know what that cost?
my brother-in-law just had one, so
Yeah.
it's not good.
So Dwayne and I haven't had a chance, I've asked Dwayne to put together some rough estimates, He hasn't had a chance to get that to me yet because he decided to go snowmobile instead. Well, good.
Like you have a life of your own?
That's right.
But we'll have a discussion about, I know.
It should be,
We haven't raised,
It should be
the
fairly
rates
close.
up there in a couple of years, so.
right,
You know, we'll have to have a discussion about. Seeing something come out of that.
Well, that-
Right now, I've estimated pretty much where he is this year, he's gonna be close this year. By the time, I'll get to that in a second, into the rest of it, but. I did look at our revenues today, so.
which as far as my rec, and I mentioned this morning to you, I did look at that, yesterday. We are actually a little bit ahead of last year where we were at this point, and we have the 4 biggest marks on them, so. Not by much, I mean, it was only a few thousand, but
Yeah, I think it'll be I think it'll be very close, we were a little short last year, but this year I think we're on the way, so. All right, any questions for Dwayne?
No. And I will say, our memberships compared to what they charge at YMCA's. The memberships here are really low, but you get to a point where if you raise them too much, people just can't afford to buy it. So you get more money per person, but you're getting less people.
Yeah, but people expect to raise at least every 2 years.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no, I know, but
which I don't have a problem doing it a little bit at a time, but I don't wanna make
Yeah.
huge jumps.
you have to be judicious with it, yeah,
Right.
yeah, just, yeah, that was.
The other thing, you mentioned the committee. What exactly are you I mean. You
Well, I
sent
sent you the-
sent me the.
I sent you that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean. You're basically looking for high. Big money type. More.
No, not
Or you-
necessarily.
Go ahead.
So I'm in the fundraising world, and so I see a lot of these, but also, just because it's proximity, the CLCY has all committees, and they are the ones who are driving any kind of fundraising efforts, whether it's a capital campaign or just an annual. Give your $25 at the end of the year type of a thing, because I feel like. We're just missing an opportunity by not having one for the community center, partially because. There are a lot of people in the community who may not even go to the community center, but they think it's really a worthwhile thing. Who probably would be willing to support it monetarily.
Yeah.
If they're asked.
If they're interested. And then also just a group of folks who are excited about the community center who would help with. Outreach on various things, publicity, like. Lucy can't do everything.
No,
Well, like a
and
friend.
I can't.
And you really can't, and that, you know, when I recognize that.
Like a friends group, the library has a
So-
friends group. And it's a
Exactly.
group of older people and.
I beg your pardon.
Hey.
No, that's a
But,
great
you know,
example.
But it's a friends group and they throw that bands for book party and all that.
Right.
They donate an average of $13,000 to $14,000 a year to the library.
So it's not meant to be an added burden to you or
It's not-
anyone at the community center, but an extra help with people who were excited about the community center.
Yeah.
They're
Well, I
not
just-
looking,
I just-
it's not intended to tell you what to do,
Okay,
or guide you. what to do.
No, they run your
It's
bake
just-
sales and stuff.
no, I just,
Community outreach.
I'm pretty proud of where we have been, because we have not increased the taxation a lot. And our budget has gone up quite a bit, so I actually feel pretty good about that, but I do agree that there is money out there that,
Yeah.
or the opportunity to get money out there.
And I think it would be great to have a group of people who can make the argument of why the community center is important each year, if they wanna make that argument.
And they could maybe research more grant opportunities for you, you know, Alfred Center or, you know, Alfred Center, or they do community center grants.
But in no way is this intended to be. You know, to step in and work on operations or any of that stuff, that's just not what this is, you know.
Well, no, because again, like the library, we have that friends group that fundraises, they run our used book room, they do fundraising things, but we also have a board of trustees that figures out where the financing comes from, manages the budget, so.
Right.
That doesn't take anything away from the trustees, because friends step in and raise money for us.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no.
So that's it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, we'll
Yeah.
disband it and call it a day, but. You know, try something and fail is better than not trying at all,
No, I would,
so. Hey, any more questions for Dwayne?
Nope.
you mentioned no capital, did you think about the bathrooms on this side of town? At like Middle Street or anything, cause I had mentioned those two, I didn't know. No,
We'll include that all in the master plan.
in the master plan for the den.
For the waterfront.
That's gonna be this.
Yeah, there's a lot of work coming up here that's gonna need to be done, with various things. Okay, thank you.
All good,
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
You can go back out to snowmobile some more.
I enjoyed myself. We did 248 miles on Saturday. And 633 and 3.5 days.
I don't just, no, you can go for
You
me.
can have time, I agree, on six, oh. Knock yourself out. Support that northern economy, we appreciate it.
I might go with him.
Certainly.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good night.
Get out with your skin.
I did.
For you, I'd run.
Boy, what are you talking about next?
Well, before we change.
We're gonna talk about you as soon as.
Before they change their mind on your budget.
Oh. So I appreciate it, thank you guys,
Thank you.
Right,
Night.
talk to you tomorrow.
have a good night.
Revenue, I did look at our collections to date again today to see if I felt confident that I could bump the revenue up in some areas. I had only put 850,000 in the budget for state revenue sharing because the projections hadn't come out yet. The projections did come out on Friday. And the projection is 861,000. Which is about $75,000 less than what we got this year. So, sorry, I couldn't be closer than $11,000, but. So I will not be, bumping the state revenue up because I just don't have the confidence that even if they revise it, that it's going to be there. And if they do revise it, it won't be until probably May. It'll be too late anyways. So I will look at these again. We are running ahead on revenue collections for this year. In most areas. But we'll be close, we're at 60% of our budget, we've collected 67% of our anticipated revenue, so. Might be able to get us to our projection for this year. Re-looking at it, but I certainly don't think it'll be anything more than that, so. There won't be a big, we won't see the revenue this year. Do what I can. And James, I'm happy to sit down and talk to you, anytime or answer any questions from last meeting.
Yeah,
We got through everything except that stuff. Oh, what from?
Airport. We never done either.
Oh,
We didn't do the airport either. No.
No, right back.
Well, he's not here again tonight, so we'll have to. Okay.
Is that the only
Is
one?
there
we
anything
haven't
you have a question about, or?
No, like, there's.
No, we're just waiting if the department head was here.
Right. Again, that's kind of a flat budget this year, we try to keep everything as flat as we could. And so there's not a whole lot of changes in that. We do notice that his maintenance on his building was much higher this year so far than previous years, the well pump. That's on a well out there and the pump went to pieces.
The trouble with the hangar doors.
Took us a while to even figure out where the well was, because it's been covered for so long, nobody really knew where it was, and then one of the hangar doors out there is in. Rough shape.
We got people that wanna build the, some more hangars there, they got, can do it. But right now, the price of steel went up so much.
So we have demand for hangars, and Aaron talked to somebody today. About, I saw an email on it, but I didn't get a chance to ask him about it. There's demand for hangars. We can get a bill, we can fill it. The problem is the return on the investment right now for anybody that wants to build a hangar is just not great. Construction costs are just a little too high for anybody to be interested in doing that right now. But like I said, I'll find out more tomorrow from Aaron what that email was about.
With the guys,
see if
they
there's
got guys that wanna build that.
That we could do out there to help boost that revenue a lot. This was not a good winter for the airport revenue wise. The weather has been a huge factor in the number of activity out of the airport last month or this month. This month has been particularly quiet, so hopefully the spring weather comes and maybe that will bounce back and we can make up for some of that.
Officer, what was that still airport, did, Williams come in and talk to you about the deer or?
No, but I did talk to him.
Rick?
Uh,
I will keep the chairman up on it.
There a big herd there?
Alright,
Is there a big herd there?
Oh,
we got
huge.
one night on the runway.
It's been horrible up there this year.
They need
Well,
a,
so
they need
where
a,
people don't hunt anymore.
There's no
so
fencing.
The herds are getting huge.
Well, the number of car deer accidents that we've had this year is incredible.
Across the street.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many deer running around.
Call the game warden,
Yeah,
I'll come put me on the tags.
and we got a guy out there.
So we had somebody out there at night that's got like all the stuff to do it, and he's thinned them down a little bit, but. There's just so many, it's hard to keep up with it.
Okay, this is government at work, the guy was doing it for free, no problem. We started paying him, all of a sudden he needs all sorts of licenses and stuff. To do the same job.
yeah.
And the meat was all going to the Blue Line, and that was being donated to homeless shelters,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
We heard anything about that, is he taking the course?
And waterfront, I didn't do a whole lot different with it, like I said, I just trying to tread water on that this year until we get through the master plan.
Really?
No pun intended. Until we get through our master plan and figure out, what we're gonna do. I did put some money in there for floats. But $10,000 is a drop in the bucket to what it's actually going to cost us. And so there is another capital request this year just to replace the floats on commercial.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So is that why it's not here?
So that 10,000 could probably be cut back, or I don't want to eliminate it because we could still use it for float repairs if we need to.
No, but my question was, is that why it's not in here?
Yes.
Just because it's a cap.
It's in the capital.
What about the
It's in the
seawall?
capital.
What about the seawall?
Again, I think that needs to be part of the master plan that we need to figure out, and then figure out how we're going to fund all of that, because it's going to get expensive.
Yeah.
It's going to get very expensive, but I already, some of the floats, like, we've been pretty good at getting grants for the floats. They have a certain pot of money that they have every year. In a lot of years, it just doesn't get spent. People don't apply for it.
Is that the ship grant?
And so, yes, one of the ship grants, and there's another one as well. And so the last couple of years, we've managed to get money out of it, and the first year was great. The next year, they said, well, you can apply, but because you got money this year, you're going down the bottom of the list, and you still got money because people won't apply for it. So we'll apply again this year. And see if we can't get at least half of the cost of doing the commercial flows. And then, you know, that stuff will be in pretty decent shape. The CanDoc system will last. We saw one, it's actually Australia, when we were there,
Oh, no.
with the CanDoc flow system. So it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's made of recycled materials. And will last far longer than it would. So, I think the waterfront committee is kind of steering towards going that way.
Yeah, they've had a minor problem with the can docks will be tying up. That they float and they've where they tie up, it's not, they need a brace.
Well, we asked them to do a different system than what they normally do. So they normally put in a cleat. And we asked them to put in a rail instead, and the rail just comes loose. So I think they figure out a way to fix
They're
that.
talking about keeping the rail on one side for the dinghies. And then having either a loop that flips or a regular cleat. I used to sail, I found the cleat was great, you could jump off and.
So I don't know why they didn't go with the rails before, but that was. So.
More flexible.
So the cleats are only in certain places.
Yeah. But even with that, you've got to have a good brace underneath on these things.
But the good thing about cleats is it keeps them space.
So I think that gets us through all of the budget, the spending stuff. We meet again next Wednesday, I think. Day after the board meeting next Wednesday, and I'll have better revenue figures for you. We can get into more in depth into the capital stuff, and then hopefully you guys will feel comfortable enough to make some decisions as to what you want to put on the ballot.
And there's an economic development.
What do we
on
do
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
What are we doing with the transfer station yet?
I'm gonna put together, Ted and I will put together a list of recommendations for you guys. A lot of it will be around fees. Which, you know, you guys have to sign on us. But I don't expect any changes in the budget side. Just expect any change in the revenue side, but to kind of narrow down the costs.
And economic development meetings of Thursday at 6.
Thursdays.
Right. Anybody wanna make a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn. Second,
All those in favor?
6:48. There we go.